Mike Lynn, Memorial League, Week 5, Power Rankings. Brought to you by the Weinstein Company. Sponsorship presented without comment. Okay. Hey guys. Sorry I took last week off, but I'm back to tell you how bad you are at fantasy football. Let's take a look at last week's results. Yesterday's corn by a couple of kernels over Team Man Gravy 55-50, handing the first loss to the formerly first-ranked team. Homies thumps Tommy's Terminators 66-47. Stunt Cock ekes one out over Stern Rake 51-45. Meters finally gets in the win column, handing a defeat to Logan's Not Rogers 55-48. Canute Kersey cruises past Man at Work 85-52. And finally, Juchi's Giant Jocks explodes all over Weapons of Matt's Distraction 83-57. League average 58.46 points. Let's take a look at the standings after 4 games. Homies leading the way in the East. Team Man Gravy with a 2-game lead in the West. The North Division is all tied up, but the points leader is Justin. And in the South, Stunt Cock with a healthy lead of 1 game, but many points over Rob. If Matt can get a win, he would overtake Rob for second place. Okay, now, how good or bad are you at this game we play? Number 12, Tommy's Terminators. Moved down 3 spots from the last rankings at 1-3. And this is a tough year. If David Johnson were in the lineup, obviously this is a different team. And you're seeing life without Gronk. If Gronk plays, good results. If he doesn't, not so much. You do get Doug Martin back, although Carr is hurt, Amari can't catch, and Graham's a bust. Number 11, Man at Work. Sitting at 2-2, this is the biggest drop, largely because JHI is underperforming. Is it the knee? What's going on? Chris Carson got hurt. Mike Evans is kind of a whiner, and you've got the second lowest points scored so far. Number 10, Weapons of Matt's Distraction. Nice name, not. Sitting at 1-3, stays in the 10 spot. I think this team is better than the results have showed, so probably moves up as the season unfolds. I still think this team probably makes the playoffs. You need to start Chris Hogan. He hasn't been in your lineup every week, and he's the top 10 receiver so far. Melvin Gordon's saying he's healthy now. Is he? He's obviously frustrated with the Chargers, but he should be better. Like I said, I think this team has sort of underachieved. If Zeke's in the lineup, Gordon's in the lineup, Hogan's the wide receiver one. Brait scored a touchdown last week. I think you'll be fine. Number 9, Juchi's Giant Jocks. Sean sitting at 2-2. Did move down a few spots from the 6th ranking last time around, although you did have a lot of points last week. Travis Kelce. Remember when I kept him a couple years ago and then let him go for no reason? I'm an idiot. Rudy, I can't spell, but he's underwhelmed a little bit so far. I do think if Bradford's back in the lineup, Cook's out, Rudy gets his targets, so the two tight end lineup should be good. You're starting Flacco this week, and I know it's by necessity because Ryan's on bye and Mariota is hurt. But, man, Joe Flacco sucks. And your running backs are kind of meh. So that's what's keeping you from being ranked higher. Number 8, yesterday's corn. Wally moves up the most from the last rankings. Russ has been the QB4. Devontae has been very good, although he's on bye this week. Got Alex Smith sitting there as a QB2, so maybe do something with one of those guys. And I think you need a tight end. And sorry, not trading you Stephon Diggs. It's not happening. Number 7, the meters. Sitting at 1 and 3. Last week was a number 5 or a number 7 ranking. My typo will never tell us the truth. You've had some bad luck. A lot of points scored against you, but looking at your team, Lynch has been underwhelming. Those running backs, Lynch and Murray, you drafted the old guys, and old guys are old. Can I have Keenan Allen back, please? No? Okay. Odell, back to normal, scoring touchdowns, getting lots of yards. Number 6, Logan's not Rodgers. Also 1 and 3, has dropped from the number 2 spot. Julio Jones, what's going on? Fantasy stud to fantasy dud. Devin Funchess did do something for you, but I think that is largely a miracle. Although if they play him at tight end, which I didn't watch the game and I haven't read, but maybe they did. If they play him at tight end, he's a good receiving tight end. He's a bad wide receiver, though. That Latavius pick might pay off for you. I think his ankle's still busted, though, so I don't think it will. And then you need to fix your lineup. As of taping, you've got a bunch of bye week players in your lineup on Saturday morning. Number 5, Stunt Cock. 3 and 1. It moves up 3 spots from the 8 spot. Let's take a look at the bad news. It's all bad news. Cam no longer has a yogurt endorsement. How will he survive? Although I do think he's an ass. But he played well, but he's an ass. Dalvin Dunn, that was heartbreaking for me on multiple levels. Firstly, as a Viking fan and as a fan of Dalvin Cook, that sucks. And then as, the manager, owner of Stunt Cock, it hurt to see Dalvin go down. Hopefully Sam's back soon so I can stop having heart palpitations over my quarterback situation. And then just in general, I hate knees. Dalvin, Allen Robinson, well, no one cares about Kevin White, but then Sam Bradford. If I didn't have injury, my team would be pretty good, and that's what's keeping me from being higher than ranked number 5. Number 4, Stern Rake. Right, sitting at 2 and 2. It's a mixed bag. I think this team's pretty good. Your points scored have been good. Brandon Cooks is producing yardage. I think the touchdown consistency will never quite be there for him because he's largely a deep threat. McCaffrey, kind of a bust so far. I mean, he's catching passes, but he's not getting yards between the tackles. Jared Goff has been very solid. And then I look at this team, and it's well-rounded. You got 2 good running backs in Hyde and Abdullah. The quarterback situation is actually a lot better than I thought it would be. And you got solid receivers. Definitely playoff team. Number 3, Knut Kersey. All right, Justin wins 2 in a row, moves up from number 11. The whole pit train is getting it done for you. Todd Haley is your favorite person in the world. Tom Brady is the QB1. Zach Ertz is upper echelon, and I made fun of you for drafting Eddie Lacy, and now all of a sudden it's Lacy time. So I'm an idiot. You're smart. Maybe the curse is broken. Number 2, Team Man Gravy. Sitting at 3 and 1, was number 1 last week. I've got typo in here. I gotta go through and get an editor of my decks here before I hit record. Okay, AJ Green is suddenly wide receiver 6. So he's producing like he should. This week you've got to start Tyrod the Tygod. I think you'll be fine, though. Lamar Miller's been underwhelming, and you really need Hunter Henry to step up in the absence of Tyler Eifert, and it remains to be seen if that will happen because Phillip Rivers, my guy, natural family planning. My favorite human, his arm is not good, and his mind is not accepting the fact that his arm's not good anymore. So I'm not sure Henry's going to do much for you. Number 1, the homies. Okay, lots to talk about here. Todd is 4-0, moves up 3 spots from the last time. Todd Gurley is finally elite. If you just took his receiving numbers, he is wide receiver number 9, just on receiving numbers. This McVay character has gotten the best out of Gurley and gotten the best out of Goff and that whole team. It is impressive. Jonathan Stewart won't let go of that starting running back job, so he's still producing as a running back too. Dez is getting it done, whether it's touchdowns or yards. He hasn't had a big touchdown game together in the same week, but he will either have 2 catches for 40 yards in a tutty, or he gets over 100 yards. So he's solid. I just hate that you have too many Packers, though. Cobb, Rodgers, Martellus, that's too many Packers for me. But it isn't keeping you from being in the number 1 spot. So let's take a look at some predictions. Canute Kersey gives it to Stuntcock, 71-48. Weapons of Matt's distraction. Nice name, not. Ekes one out over Sternrake, 56-52. In a battle of the big boys, Team Mangrady puts a little extra sauce on the homies. 81-64. And perhaps a toilet bowl preview. Juchi's Giant Jocks escapes with victory over Man-at-Work in a low-scoring affair, 39-38. The Meters continue their winning ways with a 69-50 victory over yesterday's Corn. And finally, Logan's Not Rogers with a 10-point win over the hapless Tommy's Terminators. Too many Cardinals in that lineup to get a victory this week. All right, y'all. Sorry again for missing a couple weeks, but I'll try and be on it. I'll try and get this done every week, if done every 2 weeks. It was end of quarter, and then I had QBRs, so it was just a whirlwind of busyness at work. But back at it. Good luck to everyone this week, except for you, Justin. I hope Todd Haley finds another rat in his salad, and that he can't call plays, and Ben has a tantrum, and Le'Veon doesn't get hurt but doesn't play well, and that I win and you lose. That's what I hope happens. All right. Bye-bye.